Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way dash THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel. And welcome back to another Money Talk Monday. And as my phone goes off, boy, I was just watching this crazy video. And I don't say names, but I tell you the video is about a scammer who played as a real estate mogul. And oh man, listen. From a person who owns two properties in New Jersey and a place in Miami Beach, boy, this whole scamming story is wild, bro. Wild. But I know we're here today to talk about balance versus all money in. And I'm gonna give some people some time to come in the room because, man, I feel as though somewhere along the lines, it's like people misunderstood what all money in is and what balance is, and why it's more important. Even though all money in does sound great, it's more important to have balance. And we'll get into that a little bit further. Shout out to people out in the room. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a black guy from Newark, New Jersey, who actually who's financially free. So, Dan, oh my goodness, I wish I could tell you guys what video I was watching about the scammer. Literally 20 seconds before I started this, I was watching it. So it's on my mind, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy, which is good that I watched that before this, because I definitely want to tell you guys from the start, bruh. If you do not see it, and you can tell when it's fake when somebody's trying to show you something fake. If you cannot see it, don't take the word of someone who doesn't have the financial ability, literacy, or wealth that they claim to be if they're trying to teach you. And they want, especially if they want you to invest money, or if they want you to pay for a course, always ask for receipts, because boy, oh boy, this is crazy. Let me shout some people out in the room real quick. Oh man, Mr. Machista, what's going on? Que lo que? Global Paper in the building. Brazil and Da. Models and Bottles. Content King. Wait a minute. In Brazil with two girls at dinner? Ooh. Hey, if you're in Brazil, I believe Barber World TV is in Brazil right now. One Master Teacher is in Brazil right now. And there's somebody else either in Brazil or going to Brazil. So you might want to link up with them, man. Nick, what's going on, man? Listen, wisdom comes from experience. I have tons of experience, and I feel bad saying that I have the experience now. We got 2 more minutes before we get into the conversation, but I feel bad saying I have the experience now after watching this video about this scammer. And I I don't knock anybody, so I'm not going to say their name, but if you know who it is, you know who it is, bruh. Someone like myself who's been doing real estate since, well, I've had a roommate. Even before I was doing real estate, I had a roommate since 18. I had my first property at 32. So for somebody, I'm 38 now, for somebody who's been doing real estate for 6 years, when I started hearing about the scams, I automatically said this don't make no sense. But I give them credit because the person's a black brother. But I give him credit. I said I give him credit because the person's a black brother. I don't never want to doubt my black brothers. My brother. Oh man, that's crazy. It's so crazy here about the scam story, man. Pension, 401k, IRAs, HSA. I don't even show what the HSA is. Models and bottles for life. Yeah. No Rio de Janeiro. Otra ciudad. Another city? Okay. Dog nuts, what's going on? We got about 30 more seconds, and then we're gonna get into this balance versus all money in. And this is when it comes to investing, when it comes to living life, when it comes to women. We'll talk a little bit about that because this is Money Talk Mondays, but we're gonna basically give you a gist, because I think those are the two options. You go either balance or you all money in. And what we're discussing, you know what I mean? And I believe that I should have somebody coming in to give you some insight if he shows up. I don't want to shout him out until he shows up, but He should be coming in and give you some insight as an older gentleman who is well invested and owns property more than me and has done more than me. So he should be coming in the room a little bit later. And I so Jay Brass, what's going on? Okay, we over 5 minutes. All right, all right, all right. Jessica and Livy say hi, fly boy. Boy, what time is it? Okay. Buon noche. Buon noche. Buon noche. Buon tarde. Buon noche. Buon noche. Let me see. Could you spell out Easy Pass Pro site for Easy Pass Pro? You gotta hit me up on Instagram, man. I can't put that on YouTube. There's restrictions and stuff. But all right, so balance versus all money in. Now, I come from the side of balance, so if I sound a little bit one-sided, it's only because I believe more in balance than all money in. And here's the reason why. I understand that when you are investing, it is very important that, or when you are investing, whether spending your time in something or spending your money in something, it is important that you don't focus on multiple tasks, because if you focus on too many tasks, it could limit the amount of success you have in each task. In the investment aspect of it, if you invest in too many things, it may limit the amount of money you make back from your investment because you're investing in too much things. I believe they say that every millionaire has 7 streams of income, right? But what they don't tell you is that coming up, most millionaires only had 1 or 2. And they tell you, a lot of people, they focus on the end of where the millionaire is at right now and not the journey that they took. So they thinking, okay, it's to spread out all the stuff. And really, even though they only had like 1 or 2 things, they balanced it. Warren Buffett, you do math. Bill Gates. It's a lot of investors that's invested in one thing. So I would say, for me, my experience is that I usually had 3 things. I had my job, I had real estate or money I was investing in my 401k for real estate, and I had like what did I have? And I had the YouTube channel with travel, money invested in my business. So throughout my whole journey of going from 18 working a regular job to where I'm at now, owning multiple houses, being financially free, I had 3 main I don't want to say hustles, but 3 main investments. I had real estate. I had I'm gonna count my 401k and my real estate for the same, because I use my 401k to get my real estate. I had the YouTube channel, which I wasn't making money, but I was building my brand, and I had my regular job, which I worked a 9 to 5. The reason why I had 3 is because I could focus on these 3. I didn't do stocks at the time. I didn't do crypto at the time. I didn't do like any kind of side hustle. I didn't have a second job. Well, I had a second job for a minute, but the whole thing is this: I feel as though when you focus on, when you're balanced, when you have a balance of how you organize and invest yourself, you can keep things going. But when you're all money in, it's a big risk. Now, risk does pay off it could pay off as a reward, but it's tough to understand, especially in this economy, if the risk is even worth it to go all money in on anything. Whether it's you want to be like when I was younger, I had a time when I wanted to do music, right? I made a lot of music. I spent a lot of money on music, but then I realized that if I spend all my money on music, I might get a bigger name, but then there's a chance that I can lose nothing. I have nothing. So I said, all right, I'm put a little bit here. I balance it out, put a little bit of music, put a little bit in travel, put a little bit in my 401k, and I went like that. But I feel as though a lot of people nowadays, because of the hype of going all money in, they don't understand that there's a purpose, there's a point in your life when you're like 40 or 50 where you may not be able to survive anymore because you went all in on something that didn't turn out the way it was. The same way, like for me, when I speak on a travel, somebody asked me earlier today, yo, Flyboy, I'm surprised you didn't go to Ghana yet. And I had to tell them, when I go places, I have to do it right. So I need to really plan out and do it and make sure it fits into the balance of what else I'm doing. And the reason why is because I feel as though if I went all money in on travel, and just said, okay, I'm not going to work no more. I'm going to see my kids a little bit less. I'm going to do nothing but travel. I can come out with a bunch of stuff on the page. But then when I get 50, will it pay off? Am I willing to risk? Am I willing to risk going at 50 when I might not be the coolest guy to watch on YouTube anymore? Am I willing to risk on at 50 years old when the money from YouTube might not be coming back, or the money from TikTok, or what else? What's it called? Twitch. All that stuff might not be coming when I'm 50 years old. Right? Nobody wants to watch me when I unpause. Nobody wants to watch me when I'm 50 years old. I don't want to risk that. So what I did was I balanced it out. I said, okay, I can do YouTube, and I can work a job, and I can do real estate. 3 things. Balance. I see some more people came in the room. If you guys give me a 1 in the room if you're a more of a balanced person. Give me a 2 in the room if you're more of an all money in person. And if you got time, tell me why, or what tell me why. Just tell me like I'm a balanced person because I feel as though I have a better chance of a longevity thing, or I'm all money in because I think I can succeed in this so much that I believe and I put my all behind it. And like I said, neither one is right or wrong. To me, there's neither one is right or wrong. It's just 2 different ways of going about things. And I just feel as though no matter how much I believe in myself, I feel as though going all money in leaves too much of a risk. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's the best thing. Like I wouldn't even go all money in on real estate. Even though I know real estate has been working for me, because there could be a chance where, who knows, maybe it doesn't, or maybe something happens, or who knows. So yeah, that's just my thoughts of everything, y'all. Let me see. Have a good take care, man. Take some pictures. Chestnut, what's going on, man? D, what's good? What's good? Rolling goddamn tape. What's going on? Make sure you subscribe to Rolling Tape. He be having some dope content. I'll be watching his shows in the morning when I'm driving to work. Pretty good information, man. So you guys are more balanced, I see. Is anybody in here all money in? Oh, there's a lot of balance. Okay. Q. Oh, okay. Well, maybe he said 2. But yeah, the whole thing is this, yo. Like, it's just crazy. I think in life, things need to be balanced, man. Like, even when it comes to women, right? You can have a bunch of women and you can balance it off, right? But for me, I feel like when you get married, and this is my perspective, I know this is not a single man from dating perspective Wednesdays, but I feel as though this fits into the all-in or balanced lifestyle. When you date multiple women, I feel as though that's a balance, right? When you date multiple women, I feel as though that's a balance because you don't put too much investment in one of them. Like, you don't put too much stuff in one of them. But when you get married, that's an all in. So if you get married, you're all in because if things go bad, you're pretty much going to lose a lot. Even unless you got a prenup, which even that is risky because you still are all in. I feel as though 60 something% of marriages fail. Let me Google it. Hey, let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I can do it right here. Hold on a second. I want to find out exactly. What percentage of marriages end in divorce?
According to Wilkinson and Finkbeiner, LLP, almost 50% of all marriages.
Wow. Exactly what I'm saying. All money in for me. I just can't see it. I wish I had somebody who could give me a okay. I like this comment right here. I wanted somebody who can give me like a logical explanation how all money in makes sense for the long term. Because I think for the short term and in light of it, the percentage is low, but yeah, it's crazy. Let me see. He creates TV says, "What's up, bro? What's going on?" I believe it's a risk not taking a risk. I feel as though everything is a risk, right? But there are calculated risks and there are risks that you may be emotionally attached to. Like you see all the people saying, "Oh, I'm going to do all I got to do to become a big rapper, right? But only maybe like 10% of rappers make it to the point where they can make enough money to actually feed themselves, to survive. And of that 10%, maybe 5% make the millions. Maybe 5% of rappers make the millions, right? So you have a 10% chance. And you're going to put everything that you got into a 10% chance of making it to where you can survive off of your thing. If we go to YouTube and watch this. How many YouTubers have over 100,000 subscribers?
According to Tim Queen, 321,100 YouTube channels have at least 100,000 subscribers. That is 0.28% of all YouTube channels, or about 1 in 350 channels.
0.28% have over 100,000 subscribers. But you would spend your whole life trying to get into that 2.8%. I don't knock anybody for it. Like I said, this is just me explaining balance versus all money in. I just can't see how logical this is. Here's the thing. If you go to work and all you do is go to work, you have a 9 to 5. All you do is go have a 9 to 5. That's still all money in because you're putting all your cookies in one basket. What happens if you get fired and you put all your cookies in one basket? Then you have to worry about what happens next. How do you eat? How do you feed your family? How do you find a place to live? I can't see one circumstance where all money in actually works. And this is why I want somebody to come and give me some other ideas on how it's possible that how this makes sense. I understand, but I think that what happens is, back when I was younger, right? Back when I was younger, there was a thing where you could either be a drug dealer, you could be a cop, or you could be a basketball player or a celebrity or some kind of entertainer, right? And everybody wanted to play basketball. Everybody wanted to play sports. But your parents all used to say, do you know the percentage of people who actually make it? And you would say, no, I don't care. I'm going to make it anyway. And you get to college and you don't make it. But then you still preach all money in. I don't understand. It's like we don't learn. But it was crazy. D says, if you want it, you got to take a risk, but be smart and balanced. Don't go broke trying to lose your money, lose all your money. Listen, I think, once again, because of the miseducation in the United States, we haven't been really taught as a people, not black people, but all people, we haven't been taught financial literacy, and we don't think long term. When I say long term, we don't think past 50. Because here's the thing, what we can do now in our 20s, in our 30s, in our 40s, we're not going to be able to do in our 50s, 60s, and 70s. Most men are deceased at 75. Most men, like a high percentage of men, is deceased at 75. That's life expectancy in the United States. So basically, if you are able to do whatever you're able to do from the age of 20 to, let's say, 40, you have to do enough and plan enough between 20 and 40 that it's going to last you 50, 60, and 70 if you don't want to be working. And I feel as though the only way you can do that is if you balance things out. Because if you put all your forces in the beginning and then can't do anything in the end, it's a waste, man. It's a waste. But yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I think I think that, like I said, you got to have some kind of balance, man. I just don't like the fact that they always preach how the millionaires have so many different sources of income, but they don't really preach that they only started with like 3, and the way they got to the million was only focusing on 3, and not putting all their money in one thing. But let me see. Man. Hopefully, Key Creates, you can give me some more information on why you feel as though all money in is everything, man. Because like I said, I make these channels and make these Money Talk Mondays so we could not and I was actually just waiting for somebody to come in, but he hasn't entered the room yet, so we'll probably just end this at 30 minutes. But I was actually just trying to understand it because, like I said, I like to hear all perspectives. That's the way. That's why I make these channels. That's why I have these videos, because I want to hear all perspectives, because it may not change my perspective, but it may help me understand why I think that way, or how another way could be. But yeah, listen. I really want to show y'all this thing. All right, so let me see. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm not gonna show y'all this because, like I said, I don't do this. What's the name? What name? Hold on a second, y'all. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. We'll pause this. Pause this. All right. So what I wanted to do is I want to see what else we're gonna talk. All right. Let me see. Successful. So people flaunt it. All right. So the other thing I was talking about is flaunting your success, right? Flaunting your success. I have an issue with people who flaunt their success, but I respect them because that's what they want to do. But the issue I have is that just because you are successful doesn't mean you can duplicate that, or it doesn't mean that you can help somebody else become successful. Now, when I tell people how I did it, I tell people how I did it because something I say may help them. It may help them. But to the point where you go out and look for somebody to trust, and look for somebody to believe, without doing the research to see how they really are living, I think that's a flawed way of operating. Because in the end, when they start messing up or start scamming or start doing stuff, you can kind of look back and say, oh, this is a bad idea. Nobody really does the research. Like, even when it goes to like going places internationally, nobody really does the research anymore. And I think it's because they look for people who, how can I say that? See, I'm biting my words because I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about anybody. But they look for people who say they're doing something, but they're not doing it. And I think that really is a bad thing. See, I can't say it's without biting my words. So let me see. I mean, I'll take the risk at that part. I feel what you mean. Be smart. Have more than one. Go get it. Just not. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying don't try your hardest. I'm just saying have a backup plan. Have a secondary plan. Have some kind of balance in a way where you're not overexerting yourself doing one thing. Because it's coming to the point now where, like, I think it's going to be like next year. I think it's going to be really hard for a lot of people because they put all their money in something, and it's going to be tough, man. If you want to be an athlete, you got overseas, semi-pro, D leagues, and big. Not see, that's a good option too. Like, that's balancing your option now. It's like I won't make the NBA, but I can still play overseas. I can still play D league. I guess that's kind of balancing your thing out too, man. But I'm gonna end this one a little bit earlier because I was hoping that he would come in the room, but the guy didn't come in the room. Pause. So yeah, I'm gonna end this one early, man, because I just wanted to get it off my chest. It could have been a smaller one, but I think I'm gonna drop a video after this or something. But I appreciate y'all for coming to this Money Talk Mondays short version. Just wanted to get something off my chest, make sure I covered all the topics. One thing, money, success cannot be seen. Let's work for you. All right, y'all. It's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel. And I'm about to go watch this video again about the scammer. This is so crazy because I knew it. I knew this guy was a scammer. I knew he was a scammer, man. Oh, this is crazy. Peace, y'all.